Hey, Jeff Dorian here. We're having some fun today. We just had our first winners. We're going to have some more winners in a minute, so we're waiting for some more text for the Soap Guy Rocks to come in so we can tell you who the next two winners are. So I want to go back over something I was talking about last week, and that's the idea of do you have a happy customer? Every single thing that we do in business starts with if you have a happy customer, if we have a happy customer, right? So, I mean, your profit comes from that, your credibility comes from that, your repeat business comes from that, your ability to pay employees and take care of all of your obligations comes from one thing. That is, do you have a happy customer? I think I'll start the rest of my videos asking that question because I really want people to understand. And it doesn't matter how big or how small you are. If you're at a General Motors or Ford Motor Company and people are unhappy with your product, your business is going to struggle. If they are happy with your product and they love your product, the most important thing happens is you get that repeat customer. That's number one. And number two is you get that priceless word-of-mouth advertising when people tell all of their friends and family, excuse me, hey, I just tried this brand new product. It's really cool. You guys have to try it. That's what people are looking for nowadays, is they're looking for personal recommendation. You look all over the web and you have all of these review sites, you know, especially in the local business realm like Yelp and, Super Pages, and they're all starting to offer, they don't offer it already, they're starting to offer where you can make comments about people's businesses. And this whole idea is only going to accelerate going forward as people say, hey, they write a review and they tell you what you think about your product. So that word-of-mouth advertising, whether it's, starting to happen online or whether it happens in person, that's the real key to growing your business. So that should be your focus. Now, there is a flip side to everything. One of the flip sides is you will get complaints occasionally. There are some people that you can't keep happy no matter what you do. They just can't keep them happy. And you have to keep in your mind that about 1 in 20 or 1 in 30 people, no matter what you offer them, they'll be looking for something different, or they'll find a way to criticize your product. You have to sum up that person and be aware, because if we start making decisions based, let's say you have 20 or 30 people who are really happy with one fragrance you have, and then the next person comes along and says, oh, that's horrible, it smells like blah, 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 or I didn't like it. You have to, that's sort of, a lot of times that's the person that we remember. We don't remember those 20, 25 happy customers. We remember that one complaint at the end of the day, and then start thinking, well, maybe I should change the product a little bit. Maybe I should change my fragrance line. All right, so keep that in mind. You are going to have some people who will not be satisfied, all right? And sometimes it's the hardest thing to do, especially for a new business person, is to fire that miserable customer, all right? That miserable customer will really bring you down, all right? And you just tell, hey, maybe you have to go and buy your product somewhere else. I'm really sorry. We seem to have a lot of happy customers. Be polite, okay? But you still have to say, maybe we can both be happy going our own separate ways. So number one is have a happy customer. Everything else comes from that. And then once you see repeat after repeat where people are excited about your product, if you do happen to run into that one person who is extra critical, don't take that to heart, all right? And don't fire them immediately. Maybe you can find something else that you can keep them happy with. And also going down that road. All right, now that I've had my little spiel, we have rendered that last video. We have put that video up, but we're going to have, again, 2 quick winners here as we get really excited, build excitement for our $1,000 soap giveaway at the end of the day today. So the first 2 people who text us with the new phrase, which is the Soap Guy Rocks, they're going to be our winner. I'm waiting for my phone to ring right now. So while we're waiting, I'll explain to you what the next phrase is. All right, so it'll be the first 2 people who text the phrase, I love handmade soap. All right, so it's I love handmade soap to 312-320-5862. First 2 people who text that one will win the next 2 loaves. And we're going to keep on doing this, so everybody pay attention. Let everybody know what's going on. I know that the same people who were in on the first batch, they want to be the winners again and again. Hey, call your friends, call your family, call your daughter, call your mom. Say, hey, Mom, hey, Jeff's giving away soap all day today. Let's give somebody else a chance to win besides the people who are sitting right in front of their computers. Also, if you have your email set up where you get alerts from YouTube and you get alerts on your phone. You can get these when you're mobile. If you happen to be at work, if you happen to be at class, whatever you guys are doing, it's a really neat way to stay in contact. And then when the contest is over, or you can turn that part of it off so you're not getting all kinds of spam that you're not interested in. All right, so we're waiting here. We're not having the phone rings, running out of things to say. John's behind the camera over there laughing. So I don't know, maybe they're getting a lot of videos rendering right now, and we're not having anybody come. We might take a couple-minute break and come back to see if we have a winner. We'll see you guys in a minute. Hey, I'm back. We still haven't gotten any texts yet on the contest, so I'm going to wait. So I'd like to talk to you guys a little bit about one of my favorite business authors. All right, every generation there's a book or two that takes over that decade that is a real, game changer as a way people think about business. And probably my favorite author in the last 10 years is Seth Godin. And his last book is called Linchpin. And Linchpin is not only good for somebody who's trying to run their own business, it's also an excellent book just about your philosophy of life, about how the world is all changing around us in 2010. And also, if you're an employee of a company, how you keep your job and how you become invaluable to your company. So I would recommend that everybody read Seth Godin's book. You can go purchase it online at Amazon. Also, if you don't want to purchase his book because you don't want to spend the money right at the moment, he does have a fantastic business blog, Seth Godin. I think it's SethGodin.com. And if you could check that out, one of his ideas that he says, one of the best ways, because we're so saturated with media all the time that it's really hard to get your message across. And he talks a lot about this, word-of-mouth advertising, when people become fans of your products. And he says everybody needs a tribe. They need a tribe of, and he says the number is 1,000. He says if you have 1,000 people out there, that's what you should be aiming for, who are talking about your product or your service to your friends. He says then you have a real business. Then you have people out there talking about and spreading the word, and they're your evangelists for what you're doing. And it's a really cool model, especially in this environment when you can't, it's really hard. There's media everywhere. There's so much media. I don't think that most of it's getting through. People, they fast forward through commercials. People don't even watch commercials anymore. Everybody's TiVoing stuff. So, how do you get the word out? It's not like 30, 40 years ago when you could, just buy some advertising spots. And what about print media? You can't even buy an ad in your local newspaper. Nobody's reading newspapers. If you go and you try and put an ad online, it's I haven't found any campaigns that have been that effective as far as paying for advertising. Probably the best advertising, as I said in one of our earlier videos, is about doing your own blog and getting following that way. And that's also working in that dynamic of, hey, trying to get 1,000 people who are advocates for you, and that would be your tribe. And that's what Seth Godin is saying is probably the best way to do your marketing now. So we are here in our little studio, and I don't know, sometimes the calls don't come through. I hope that's not the issue. I hope you guys are calling. I'm waiting here. And waiting. And waiting. No luck. I'll be back in a minute. I'm back. There we go. There we have. All right. Let's see who the first person is. The first person is... All right, this might be from the old contest. I think it's I'm a winner. So we're still waiting for somebody to say the Soap Guy Rocks. So we're looking for the Soap Guy Rocks or Soap Guy Rocks to 312-320-5862. That was from the last contest. That isn't going to win the next one. So the phrase that pays, all right, for the contest now, what we're going to do in about another hour, we'll have another video up, all right, don't forget, is I love handmade soap, all right? I love handmade soap. So that's the one that you have to text next time. So we mightn't do any more. We mightn't do it live. I'll just let you guys know who the winner was of this one because it doesn't look like they're coming through right now. So we'll catch you guys next time. Don't forget, all right, I love handmade soap, and we'll see you guys in about an hour.